that's okay. I hope you're well. I'm drinking coffee lately. Hello, 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 hello. Okay, there we go. So, I wish I could turn this. Can I turn this filter off? I don't really like it anymore. I'm gonna turn it off. So today is Saturday. We're here for Saturday night meditation, and I've been just because I don't come on with you and meditate live doesn't mean I'm not meditating. And I would like for you to get in that practice too of doing this for yourself, right? Like not doing it because you have a tool or you have a teacher or you have somebody guiding you through it. One of my biggest things in life is to be self-sufficient, and I realized that self-sufficiency, like that in and of itself, I used to think it was kind of a bad thing. Like if you want to learn how to rely on yourself, you're kind of like excluding other people, right? And hair in my mouth. When you're doing that, it's kind of like you're cutting yourself off from possibilities, and the whole thing about life is like it's designed to give you challenges, right? Like it's very strange. So one thing I've always noticed is like, especially if I'm really really focused on like doing this myself or like getting to the bottom of this for myself so I can figure it out so I know how. There always seems to be things that either come up that make it like next to impossible to do, or there seems to be people or opportunities that come around that would kind of make it so you don't even have to worry about that, right? Like they're like, don't worry about it, I'll take care of it. Or like you find a tool and that thing kind of solves that issue. And see, the world we live in is like so interesting because normally you would think that that's a good thing, right? But if you really break it down to like what we're trying to do here, we're trying to all become that person that solves all the problems, right? And a lot of what I've been listening to lately, the theme is when you abnegate to an outside authority, every time you do that, you lose your power, right? And so something that could have had the opportunity to learn through, you now remove that valuable experience from yourself. And it's almost like you're actually cutting yourself off from opportunity. And it's just interesting because I think about how we live, the world we live in, the country we live in, the society, like how people are socially. And you could consider me an antisocial person, right? I consider myself antisocial. Good luck hanging out with me. You know what I mean? Like, good luck getting me to go shoot hoops with you or something like that. But the thing is it's not about being antisocial. It's about finding that thing within yourself and not necessarily needing it from anybody or anything else, right? And I used to have this idea of myself like living in the woods, going out and hunting for food, and building my own cabin. And I think as men, especially men in America, we all kind of have that lingering thought in the back of our mind. And like I used to say, well, if all else fails, at least I know I can do this, right? And Tom Bilyeu, who's one of my mentors, actually talks about how skills have utility, and it's not the skill in and of itself, but it's taking the skill and stacking it on another skill. And that's what meditation is, right? So that's what your spiritual practice is. That's what life is, right? So it's all aspects of the whole and microcosms within microcosms, right? And what you want to do is learn how to be the one who helps yourself when you need it, right? And, there's a bunch of different ways you could take this, but you don't even necessarily need to be that person right then and there, right? I'm going to take these off because I feel like they're distracting from my message just as the camera angle. What if I put this down here? Hold on. I hope those are fireworks. Is that too much? Yeah, it's too much. Alright, maybe not. You know what I could do is this. Perfect. Kinda. Not really. Alright. Sorry about that. If I had an editor, we would just cut that out. Luckily, you got to watch it live. So, what I was saying is these experiences, they're all microcosms, right? And you can, Napoleon Hill actually put it really good because he basically said, like, you can have a mastermind of people who aren't even alive, right? And if you read their books, then you kind of get the way they think. And you could essentially have a committee of those people hanging out in your head and just ask them for help whenever you need it. So there's an idea of multidimensionality, and it's been coming up a lot for me. And it's actually, it's kind of starting to get uncomfortable because of the ways that it's coming up. And it's like, I would say it's surprising, but it's not surprising because I've already known these things. But the thing is like, you can understand this, but it doesn't mean it's going to help you in your everyday experience. And like, I grew up fucking poor. Literally nothing was ever given to me. So I had to learn how to do everything I wanted to do, right? And when you understand that you're a multi-dimensional being, you almost feel like you shouldn't have to do these things, right? Like life shouldn't have to be this hard, right? Like, I know that God is out there, so why is my experience like this, right? And I used to have that because I had these like memories of a better life, right? Even when I was a kid, I'm like, I don't know where the hell these are from, but I know it either happened or it's gonna happen. And so I just put it in front of me and said it's gonna happen, right? But while I had started doing that, I realized that like I could actually think about the person who I wanted to become, especially when I'm going through something hard, and ask that person for advice on what I should do or how I should handle something. And the funny thing is whenever I did that, I always got an answer from somebody who seemed like me. They talked just like me, and I stopped doing it for a while because the answers were so real that it's like, fuck, man, like, I don't want to hear that shit. You know what I mean? Like maybe I do just want to be weak for a little bit. Like, maybe I do just want to pout and cry and feel like a fucking victim for a little bit. And when I was younger, I used to do this all the time. Like, I would be the kid who would cry on the playground, who would run off and say, and, and go cry. And every single time I did that, the person that helped me out of it was me. But it wasn't me right then and there. It was more wiser, more understanding. Like, it was me who I wanted to be. And I would always come and give myself a hug and say, hey, it's okay, blah, blah, blah. And the thing is as I got older, I stopped doing that because I'm like, man, this shit's fucking cheesy. And I didn't even really have that in my mind, but I just knew that it was cheesy. And, like, once again, these things, even though they're super real and they're super practical, like, when you're trying to fucking be the cool person or be the person that everybody wants to hang out with, you don't talk about shit like this, right? And so because you don't talk about it, you're not about it. Because you're not about it, you don't do it. And I started to struggle a lot. Like, a lot. For no reason, right? My struggles ultimately were self-induced, but I couldn't figure out why I kept going through this shit. And it it took more than a couple near-death experiences for me to finally snap out of it. And when I did, I was like, fuck, man. Like, how long have I been doing this? Like, how long have I been fucking myself, even though I knew the truth? Like, why was I doing this to myself? You know, the places I fucking been, the stuff I put myself through, and I never fucking, I didn't really understand it, right? Now looking back, it makes sense, right? But when you're going through it, you're like, fuck, dude, why am I doing this same stupid fucking thing over and over? How come I can't just learn? Like, why can't I just be better? And that shit is hard when you're going through it, because it seems like there's something that's actively working against you, right? And the truth is there actually is something that's working against you. But if you, like, you want to abdicate your power at that point and put the things outside of you, right, that are going wrong, and saying, oh, it's this thing, it's this thing, it's this thing. But if you trace that thing back to its root, what do you see? Yeah, it's almost always you making a decision that didn't align with your values. And that's fucking hard to take, man, because, like, I've made it a lot of those decisions. And I was just thinking about it the other day, like, how many times have I been in a place where I was literally asking myself, why the fuck am I here? Like, what am I doing here? I don't like any of these people. These people don't like me. And we're just sitting here acting like we're fucking hanging out. Like, what is this? And that type of thing is interesting, because it's at that moment that you finally realize, I've been in a fucking delusion. Like, I've been deluding myself, right? It could be for an hour. It could be for, you know, maybe you went out on a date you wouldn't want to go on to. Maybe you married somebody you didn't want to. Like, maybe you bought a car that you knew you shouldn't have bought. Like, you went to a college, you know, got a job. Like, we do these things because something in us tells us it's the safe choice. Something in us tells us we'll fit in. We'll get more of this, right? If we do this thing. And the little part in you always knows the truth. But it's almost like being a senior in high school and watching the freshmen come in. And you're sitting there like, yeah. Yeah, I know that's what I used to do. Especially when I saw, like, the freshmen, like, football players or wrestlers come in. I'm like, right? Or in the Army, right? When you see, like, the new fresh people come to boot camp and you've already been there for 6 weeks, or, like, you want to help these people, because you're like, I know things that they don't know that can make their life easier. But at that moment, you always stop, or at least I do, and check myself, and I'm like, wait, if I do help this person, aren't they going to be weaker because of it? Like, didn't those things make me stronger? So why would I take the opportunity away from someone else to become fucking stronger? Actually, maybe we should put more weight on it. Hell, that's what we used to do in the Army. We used to see how much fucking weight we could put in our backpack. Right? See who had the strongest back. And then we'd go walking. And it's that type of mentality, right? Like, the more I think about it, the more I realize, like, the Army is a perfect fucking training ground for life, because it sets you up, right? I really feel bad for for people who haven't had any struggle, right? Because they don't fucking know. And the worst part is when you don't have any struggle, like, it's not, people think, hear struggle and they think, fuck, man, like, I don't want to struggle. Like, that shit sounds terrible. I'd rather be watching Netflix, like, you know, it used to be Game of Thrones, right? Like, I'd rather be eating some fucking Funyuns or some shit. Like, that's what I want to do. I don't want to fucking struggle. I'd rather go out, go hiking, or, you know, go hang out with my friends, or meet new people, or have an adventure, right? But when you're doing these things, you're cutting yourself off from the opportunity to actually feel real gratification. Right? Like you're stealing the strength that you could have, the value, the character, the wisdom that you could have. Because the thing is you don't just go through struggle and feel bad about it. You go through struggle and you learn shit. Like, there's two sides to every coin, right? If you only choose to look at the bad side, yeah, that's might be all you get. But it doesn't mean that other shit's there too. You just have to look at it. That's all you have to do, right? But the more you're focused on having a good time, having fun, making sure you're happy, like all of these things, focus on paying your bills, all these shit, you're stealing the opportunity for you to really gain wisdom and build character in your life. And nothing is going to help you through your life more than wisdom and character. Character takes generations to build. It takes a long fucking time to build. Wisdom, you only get wisdom by going through it and experiencing it. Otherwise, it's just an opinion. So I hope that makes sense. Let's meditate. Yeah. This weed habit is getting to me. If I didn't have an excuse for smoking, I would almost feel like I should stop. But really, I'm never gonna fucking stop smoking. I think you should smoke weed too. There we go. So, was it Friday? No, Thursday? Maybe Wednesday. We meditated, tried to do we actually didn't try. We did pretty successful heart opening meditation. And I don't know about you, but I can say that I've had some experiences that seem to be heart focused since that time. And like I said, I really think that most of us cut ourselves off from our hearts. And there's nothing more sad than that, right? Like, fuck, man. I don't know who said it, but I know Joe Rogan made the quote. He quoted somebody and said, most men lead lives of quiet desperation. And I don't even think it's just men. Henry David Thoreau said this. I think we all just try to fit in. Just trying to get by. Just trying to survive. And I'm just trying to figure out, like, why don't we try to be more? Why don't we try to do more? Why do trees stop growing? Why do we hit the point where we say, that's it, we're done? Why do we get to the fucking mountaintop and stop climbing? I think it's really interesting because even I fall prey to it. I'm like, yeah. And when you realize you're there, and if you sit and you enjoy whatever it is that there is to you, you start forgetting all the things that actually got you there. You start forgetting how hard you had to work, how much time and effort and faith you had to put into this process to get you there. And you start thinking you're that good. You forget how bad you sucked when you first started, right? How many times you worked without showing other people because it was just fucking terrible. So it's interesting because I've seen a lot of people get there and be that, and I've done it myself, and we forget so easily. So I hope that this meditation helps you remember. I hope if you're going through something, you remember what it's like to not be going through it, what it's like to come out on the other side of an opportunity, right? What it's like to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But I want you to do more than that. I want you to be the light at the end of the tunnel. And so this meditation is going to be designed to make you brighter. All right. Let's ask for divine blessing before we start. To all the Supreme, to the divine, Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to all the holy saints, sages, spirits, entities, angels, archangels, especially to our teacher, Jeshua, the one we call Jesus. I humbly ask for your divine blessing. We humbly ask for your divine blessing. So, first what we're going to do is take a deep breath. Put your hands on your lap. Hold it. Stretch to the right. Stretch to the left. Stretch front. Stretch back. Let it out. Excuse me. Do another one. Go ahead, take an inhale. Hold it. Clench your groin. Stretch front. Stretch back. Stretch left. Stretch right. Let it out. Take a deep breath. Hold it. Stretch forward. Stretch back. Stretch right. Stretch left. Let it out. Hold it. Last one. Inhale. Hold it. Stretch left. Stretch back. Stretch right. Stretch forward. Let it out. From here, go ahead and close your eyes. Tap the back of your head. Tap the front of your head between your eyebrows. Tap your chest by your heart. Press in the center of the palm on one hand. Switch hands, press the center of the palm on the other hand. And from here, what we're going to do is just hold our hands out in front of us. And go ahead and take your hands. Imagine that they are violet light, emitting a violet light. And what we're going to do is start about 6 inches above our head and just do some general sweeping backwards, 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 backwards. Keep sweeping. Bring it around to the front. Just imagine you're washing your hair that's above your hair under a nice spiritual waterfall with crystal water. And it's just giving you some nice healing energy that you're rubbing into your energy body. So we're basically taking a spiritual shower. And from here, you want to make sure, start up your spiritual fire, throw it down, and go ahead and just go like this. Act like there's a rope in front of you in your heart and you're just pulling it out. Keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling. I'll help you. Instagram, I'll help you. And from here, what we're gonna do, just go ahead and sweep off your arms, because sometimes the energy gets pent up in your shoulders when you're doing this. So just keep sweeping. And make sure you get in here by your armpits. You might want to grab and pull it out, because it's another place that likes to get stuck, right along your neck too. Right there, just like that. So what we're doing is just trying to get this stuff that ain't us off of us. From here, we'll just do some general sweeping in front of our face. Just go like this. Take your fingers and spread them. Interlock them with each other in front of your forehead and your nose. Just go like this and pull. You might even have to go behind you and do the same thing. Maybe on top of your head. We're just pulling. Pull, pull. And you go ahead and just grab a hold of whatever you pulled and throw it in your spiritual fire. Pour the water in, put it out. Give thanks. And that should be enough, but now we're going to meditate. So go ahead, put your hands on your lap. From here, what we're going to do is put our hands out in front of us. Imagine the earth spinning right in between our hands. Just take a slow, smooth breath through your nose. Nothing crazy, just start following the breath through your nose. Keep looking at the world, the earth that's spinning between your hands. Open up your ears, open up your eyes if you want to. Keep looking at the earth that's spinning in between your hands. If you look closely, you could even see some energy. Don't try to look too hard for it, but the earth is spinning in between your hands. Keep picturing it, keep picturing it. And as we do this, what we're doing is sending love, intention, loving kindness. We're breathing in the pain of the world and we're breathing out love, gratitude, appreciation, hope, faith, all the good things in life. And we're sending little spiritual blessings down to everybody who might be listening. So go ahead and keep sending it. Keep sending it. Keep sending it. Some blessings to your family, some blessings to your friends, everybody you love. Some blessings to your enemies. Thanking them for showing you where you're weak. send blessings to the earth, gratitude to the earth, apologizing to the earth, promising new promises to the earth. And from here, we're just going to send a blanket of faith down to everybody to wrap themselves in for the night, or the day, or their future, or their past. And we're going to chant Om 3 times to open up the portal. Feel free to chant with me. Keep sending blessings to the earth. Go ahead and repeat after me. I know who I am in truth. I know what I am in truth. I know how I serve in truth. I am free. I am free. I am free. I am word through my body. Word, I am word. I am word through my vibration. Word, I am word. I am word through my knowing of myself as word. Word, I am word. So from here, what we're going to do is just imagine there's a golden light or a violet light up above us. And some of you may be able to see it, some of you might not. It's there, trust me, the violet light, gold violet light is coming towards you, shining brighter, shimmering above you. Maybe you can see the reflections of it. And this violet light is just coming down, 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 down to your head, to your crown chakra, encapsulating your 8th chakra. And it's sending love and connection energy down throughout your body. As it comes down through your crown chakra, it travels down to your Ajna chakra, your throat chakra, your heart chakra, your solar plexus, and down, down, down to the lower 3 chakras, cleaning them out and sending grounding energy out to the earth as well. You might be able to feel something coming out of your tailbone. You're not pooping, just let it go. So some of us get spiritually backed up and we hold on to old energy and we think that it's us, and really it's just the energy that we forgot to let go of. So as you increase your vibration, raise your polarity, get closer to the light, however you want to look at it, you got to remember to let go of these things because they are tethers to the past, and they're basically like little stretched out rubber bands, and they'll pull you back. So what we did before is a general cleansing so that we can feel the actual things that actually are holding us back, that are really part of our own past, future, trauma, karma, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you feel now is yours. It's a part of you. You've brought it with you. And so now you have to ask yourself, what purpose is this serving? am I holding on to this old energy? It's almost always based in fear, so next question you can ask yourself is, what am I afraid of? What am I afraid of if I let this energy go? What could happen? What could happen if I chose not to feel this way anymore? What could happen if I chose to do something about how I feel? What could happen if I accepted the way I feel? What could happen if I loved the way I feel? Loving the way you feel doesn't mean making yourself feel good. It means you're actually loving the way you feel. There's something really powerful that happens when you start tapping into the heart. Issues that seem like issues seem to float away. Boulders that seem like boulders seem to disintegrate. Life becomes almost effortless. The fact it's your choice to make life effortful. As Riley was saying earlier, you can choose to do the hard things, but you don't need to struggle through them. Struggle, even struggle, is a choice. Some of you may have it as part of your karmic past or a future that struggle is a necessity, and to that we would like to say that is your choice, not ours. God is not making you struggle. There may be wisdom in your struggle individually, but it's not necessary. You are here to enjoy this world. You're here to find out who you could be. Who you could be, your potential, is not meant to be struggled to. Your potential is supposed to be a roller coaster. You're supposed to have fun along the way. It's not a long climb to the top. It's an effortless elevator. It's your choice to go through hardships. Just as easily as you go through hardships, you could go through bountiful, enjoyable experiences and learn the same lessons. This heavy old energy is a thing of the past that must be left behind. So when you start to connect to your heart, you put yourself in a new energy. And this new energy has nothing to do with the old energy. This new energy is diametrically opposed to the old energy. It doesn't hate the old energy, it's just not that. And because it's not that, the old energy can't stand to stay around. Can't be there anymore. It needs to leave. So as you gradually make this transition back to your heart, things will finally start making sense again. And it's from here that all of your decisions should be made. You don't necessarily need to pray to God to find the answer. All you have to do is love yourself. Stop trying to change who you are. Stop trying to change your experience. You are meant to be here for a reason. Do you want someone else to have your experience? Some of us wouldn't wish our experiences on others. That's why we choose to experience it. So go ahead and put your hands in your lap. And just sit back and this loving energy, this peace that is your energy that you created for yourself. This paradise that you bring yourself to, this Eden, this garden, this heaven, has always been here. It's just when you are so focused on the darkness, how can you see the light? So let's sit and bask in your light. Shine on the world. Let us see who you are. And as you do this, your light becomes brighter and brighter. It is you who have come to change the world from the inside out. As you change yourself, so will the world change. Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world. Michael Jackson said, if you want to change, start with yourself. Start with the man in the mirror. Change doesn't have to be a bad, hard, challenging thing. Change can be gentle. It can be fun. It can be hoped for. When you want change, what you really want to change is your inner state. If you can change your inner state, everything else will follow. Remember, it's you who controls your experience. If you want a negative experience, change your energy. Get aggressive. You'll find one. If you want a peaceful and loving experience, reach down into your heart, hold it, turn your little light bulb on, your little flashlight that you have inside of you. Turn it on. That's all you have to do. And you don't have to be eyes closed in a meditative state to be able to do that. You can do that whenever you want. Just be receptive. Please accept these gifts of love from the one infinite creator. Slowly start wiggling your fingers and your toes. Go ahead and open your eyes. Put your hands down. Just send whatever remaining energy you have back down to the earth, to all those who happen to be on it, in it, around it. Let your vibration, your energy, your love, your peace flow into the earth through your hands, through your fingers, through your feet, through your root chakra. Just let it fall out. As it falls out, you're slowly coming back into your body. From here, let's give thanks to the Divine Supreme Father, Divine Mother, to all the holy beings, spirits, elders, sages, saints, especially to our teacher, Joshua, the one we call Jesus. We thank you for these blessings, and we pray and ask and hope and expect that you will guide us forward as we continue along this path of world service and self-discovery. With that we pray. Amen. Give thanks to yourself. Appreciate yourself. Thank yourself for giving yourself the space to sit and listen and do this. This is the stuff that actually matters. Everything in life is secondary to this. Put this first, everything else will become easier. It's that simple. Thank you for joining me. I hope you liked this. If you did, share it, like it, subscribe. If you didn't like it, tell me why you didn't like it in the comments. Send me an email, riley@rileyseaburg.com. And with that, I'll be back again soon. Thank you. Namaste.